Today on VIP TV, a former British and Commonwealth light heavyweight champion, you could say a fully paid up member of the Who Needs Him club. We haven't seen him for 18 months like a lot of boxers. It's Bob Ajisafe. Bob, thanks for joining us on VIP.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Steve. Thanks for having me. Good to speak to you.
Always good to talk to you. And I was just wondering earlier before we spoke, obviously you've had COVID and all that, but are you maybe surprised you never got the call to fight a Johnson, Buatsi, Yard or Arthur during lockdown, given that your last was a loss? You know what?
You mentioned that to me before, but no, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, why would they call to fight me? They're not going to want to fight me. When they'd rather pick an easier route on an easier opponent for one of their promoters had picked. They wouldn't want to pick the call up and fight me, would they?
No, well, just thought they might, desperate times and all that. Bob had lost, you'd lost for the first time in God knows how long. It might be time, because they might see, they might also look that you're 36. I mean, you might even be younger than Callum Johnson, actually.
Yeah, true. But I just don't think, even when, throughout, like you said before, like you just mentioned them in the Who Needs Him, why would they want to fight me? No one's really going to fight me voluntarily.
Yeah,
they're not going to want to, my style wise and stuff. And obviously, there's also a large chance that they're going to get beat. Yeah. So, too dangerous. I'm too dangerous for any of them.
Yeah. How much of a gutter was it losing to Hosey Burton in the golden contract? Because a lot of people thought you'd go very well in that. It was very competitive between all of you. Maybe there wasn't a standout, but big disappointment to lose that. I mean, a bad start. And was it a case of just not recovering from that?
Yeah, I was, Steve. I was gutted. It took a while to recover from that. Even after taking that loss. I mean, during the fight, I just got caught with the first fight, the first initial shot he threw, just a flash knockdown. But being the MCK show as well, I think the scorecards were a bit wide. But I was just chasing the fight after that. And I couldn't get back into the fight. Usually I can get back into the fight and take over like mid rounds and up to take over again. But he ran for the rest of the fight. He just stayed on the outside. It wasn't really my style. I had to walk him down, which isn't really my style. More of a counter puncher, a back foot counter puncher. But I had to keep chasing him because he just ran from the rest of the fight after that and just ran away with it. Really, he was quite tall and big, big and rangy. Yeah. Most opponents I fought, I'm taller than and I'm longer than. I mean, I can know I was stronger and stronger than him, in better shape than him. But he was really tall and rangy, and I couldn't. I found it hard to get past that. Normally I can out jab an opponent because that's the first, the key really. But he just ran for the rest of that fight. But yeah, like to go on from that, Steve, I was. It was a hard loss to take, psychologically as well, at that stage of my career, because we put a lot into that. Like me and Steve, we knew because we'd had a few warm-up fights before, but Steve had been asking all the promoters and asking everyone, to get fights of all them guys he mentioned before. No one wanted to know. No one had put us on. So we knew after going to that MTK, we had to put it all on the line kind of thing. And Steve, what he kept telling me, he kept doing into me, I have no regrets, put it all on the line, give it you all, because it's been hard. It was a hard road for us. Do you know what I mean? So that's the thing, because I thought that being there, that'd have been the pinnacle and just finish off my career nicely. I'd have been able to get, a few lucrative fights, with a big, a big promoter, top rank and a good broadcaster, and that just finish off my career nicely where I was. I've already been domestic champion. I've already been at that level. So I'm not looking to push on and progress from there. So it was a hard blow, Steve, but I bounced back from that and I'm back in training now.
Yeah. How long did you ever think, mate, do I continue, given how hard it is for people to match me? Steve finds it impossible he's finding it impossible to get me big fights. I had a chance there. It didn't happen for me on the night. Did you think, well, maybe I better just go and find another, a career now?
Yeah, I did, Steve. That crossed my mind. I thought about that a lot. I had some long, hard thoughts about it. And I considered retiring. Thought, well, this might be the end of the road now. Where do I go from here? Because it's back to it's like snakes and ladders, isn't it? With boxing, if you lose one fight, you back down again. It's like, where do I go from here? Me and Steve, already banging our heads together, trying to figure out a route for us. And I did consider it. I've considered it, Steve, but I thought I've still got some left. I've still got a lot left. I don't really get hit. I haven't been that many hard fights. I've still got a lot left. My skills are all there. When I was training, back in the gym training, I know my skills are all there. I've still got it. So I've still got the desire as well. So That's the main thing, I think. Once that goes, the desire to go, the desire to train, to go, the desire to. I mean, I'm still interested in boxing. I'm still watching. I still, I'm still in the gym and training and wanting to fight again. So, yeah, still got it.
What is the plan now? Are you going to jump on one of Steve's small shows before the end of the year just to get a win and show people you out there? Or is it a case of Steve just ringing round Matchroom, Frank Warren, Mick Hennessy, saying, what have you got for this guy?
I think that would be we need to come off a win. So I'll probably have to go back on one of Steve's shows, VIP shows, get a win. And then we'll look to, go on from there, progress from there, see what's available, or see what, see if we can get another big fight somewhere. Wherever it may be.
Sorry, are you going to stay at light heavyweight?
Potentially, Steve. I might even go up after see what I weigh. I mean, I've put on a little bit of weight since, and I've got a little bit bigger, and I'm getting older now. I'm no spring chicken, so you know what I mean. I might go up. I might go up a weight because I think I'm more naturally. I'm getting a bit bigger now. To make light heavyweight, I might have to kill myself, and I'm getting older. I'm not. You know what I mean. I'm in my 20s now, so it's a little bit harder. So I'm thinking about maybe a new weight class and jumping up, moving up.
Yeah. Thing is with these cruiserweights now, if it was the 13-8 division, you would be absolutely ideal for it. You'd be built for it. Now a lot of these guys are 14 stone, and I'm thinking of some of them. You look at guys like who you'll be looking at, maybe guys like Jack Massey and maybe Damian Chambers. Like they're like heavyweights almost coming down, aren't they?
Yeah, the big guys. You know what? I've sparred both of them. Kids you just mentioned there, Steve, Jack and Damian Chambers. The big guys, but I held my own with them. I was when I sparred them, I outboxed both of them. But they are big lads. Damian Chambers is a big lad, and then they might be coming down like big cruiserweights, say like a Maris Brady, somewhere. They're coming down from something like 16, 17. So they're really big guys. They have to really cut a lot to get to cruiserweight. So that would be I would have a disadvantage there against someone like that because they'd be a lot bigger. But the cruiserweights now, and maybe I'm not far to that weight now myself, so I'll just see where I am if I get in the gym and see how much weight I can cut or can get off. See, ideally I want to get be as light as I can.
Yeah, of course, all boxers do, don't they?
Exactly, but I might be growing into that weight now more, if you know what I mean. Naturally, I think I am. Like when Tony Bellew stepped up to cruiserweight.
You know what? You still, as you say, let's forget your age for a second, that you're 36. You are fresh. So you could if you could possibly, if Steve could do it, get you maybe 2 or 3 wins and afford you a year growing further into that weight. Yeah,
that's it. Going into the weight class. Yeah, get a few fights at that weight. See how I feel. When we're getting a proper training camp, I'm going to see, like I'm in training now, but when I get a proper training camp for a fight, I'll see how much weight I can get off. I'll see which weight I'm going to be at. But I'm thinking moving up. Yeah.
Well, you could maybe have your next fight at 13-2 or something, couldn't you? 13-3 and maybe get a smaller cruiserweight or another, a bigger light heavyweight just to see how you feel at the weight.
Yeah, my first fight definitely was going to be like a catch weight, like 13 stone or something like that, 13.5 stone or something. Yeah. And then we'll take it from there.
Yeah. How do you feel when you look back on your career now? How do you feel about it? Because you look at who you lost to. Was it, Umar Salamov? The guys you lost to. 3 losses against very good fighters, and let's ignore prize fighter. It's a different format of boxing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with my accomplishments and seeing what I've done, and I know in my heart, I know, like even the guys I watch now, I know I've been in with the best fighters, around the world. I've been well traveled. I've sparred a lot of good fighters around the world. I performed well. I knew I had the ability, what it takes. I just didn't really have the right push in places. There's been times of inactivity, times where I should have thought I'd been more active. Even when I was champion, I felt I should have been more active. I felt I should have been pushed on further. I didn't really have that promotional push at times when I needed it. Whereas now the guys are getting built up. It's all about profile building, and they're having big social media platforms, and they're fighting. But in essence, they haven't really fought anyone. I see a lot of these light heavyweights. They're all right, but they haven't really fought anyone. People are raving about them. Who have they fought?
Yeah.
Who have they fought? They haven't fought anyone of note, really. So it's just it's more about marketing and public publicity building now, I think, and profile building.
Yeah, it is for a lot of these guys. I mean, because when you started out, and it wasn't an eternity ago. Social media was pretty much non-existent, wasn't it? It might have been Facebook or something. It was MySpace. It was MySpace Music, wasn't it? It was the first platform.
That was it. Exactly. That was MySpace, and that's it. And Facebook. That's it. That was it. That's all it was then. So it wasn't so much. it wasn't so much a big based on that.
Yeah. Just one question before I let you go. On the going back, if you did do light heavyweight, Johnson, Buatsi, Yard, Arthur, if you could pick one of them to fight, which one do you think is the one you would get in the ring most confident of beating? And secondly, which one of them would give you the hardest night in the ring?
That's a good question, Steve. I mean, they're all different, got different styles.
Yeah.
I haven't really seen that much of all of them, but I've seen a little bit of Callum Johnson's last fight, and I think he looked quite powerful. Yeah. I think he's quite strong, and he looked a bit open as well at times.
That's right.
He got caught. Yeah. He got caught, didn't he? He just went there, stuck him rather than boxing. But I think he's quite a good boxer. Who else? Buatsi, Yard, and
Lyndon Arthur.
You know what? So I'm confident of beating all of them, but I haven't really thought about I'd fight any of them, but maybe Yard. I think his style's more suit to me because of his frame. He's quite stocky, and he's short and stocky. I think someone like him might be able to outbox Lyndon as well, but he's tall. But I haven't sparred him yet. Got a decent jab, but I'm confident of beating them all.
Yeah, so what still gives you the motivation to do it, given how hard it is to match you, and given that you're saying admitting yourself, you've got to go back to the small hall circuit again now.
Yeah, good question, Steve. I think it's just not. I've been wanting to maximise my potential, but don't have any regrets. When I finish and thinking because when I see fighters now, I think they're all right, but I know when I was in my prime, I know I was a better fighter than these guys. I'm a more well-rounded fighter than these guys. I've got more heart and more ability. So I don't want that to just let it go to waste and think, my husband was a good fighter. People say, it was this and that, a good fight, but I still am. It's still there. It's still there. You know what I mean? I just haven't had the right opportunities at the right time where these have been pushed a little bit better. You know what I mean? Promotionally marketed a little bit better. Whereas if I had been, I'd have been a world champion ages ago.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Because it's like if you sort of finish now and someone would look to your record and said to me, what was Bob Ajisafe like? And I said, really, really good fighter, but an unlucky fighter not to get the breaks. And that's how you'd be described right now, wouldn't you?
That's it. That's exactly right, Steve. That's it. That's how I feel. That's how I feel it's been. And it still is. Even up to now, but I still see I'm still motivated. I'm self-motivated, Steve, because I think I've got this ability. I don't want to let it just go to waste. Yeah. Or be not maximize my potential.
Oh, mate, well, that's brilliant speaking to you. Hopefully, people will find this interesting, realise you're still out there and you've still got a lot to offer to the light heavyweight or cruiserweight division. We're just a shame we can't get them cruisers to 13-8. You'll be wiping through them tomorrow, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would be, Steve. Yeah.
Thanks for talking to us, Bob. And hopefully, we'll see you on one of the VIP shows soon. And another big fight is just around the corner.
Yeah, all being well. Thanks a lot, Steve. Good to speak to you. Good to see you.
You take care, and thanks for giving us the time today.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Cheers.
Bye.
For all boxing info, news, and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.